welcome to the Odyssey.
I'm Butch.
And I'm Lau. Today's video is about albums. No, it's about a couple artists that have released albums recently and an upcoming album that's coming out next week, so.
Guess it's technically this week, huh? It's the 26th. Today's the 22nd.
Yeah, I guess
Close
technically.
enough.
It comes out on Tuesday. Anyway, that's Within the Ruins. His new CD, Elite, comes out on Tuesday.
We'll touch on that later.
Yeah. Chamillionaire released a CD, or an EP, back on the 12th called, what was it called? Elevate? That's what it was.
Yeah.
And Tim McGraw released one.
2 Lanes of Freedom, back on the 5th.
2 Lanes of Freedom. Sounds like he's trying to do it for America.
Right, man up. 2 retro names, too.
Right. So, I guess we'll touch on Tim McGraw first.
Yeah, Tim McGraw moved to a new record label recently, within the past couple years, I assume. And I believe 2 Lanes from Freedom is the first album he's produced under the new label. He had mentioned how he had felt creatively held back, I guess, by his previous label. So he's been able to put out a lot of stuff that he had been holding back on, or that he had felt he had held back on. Listened to a few tracks off the new album, and overall it's got a good feel. It feels like classic Tim McGraw, but not dated Tim McGraw.
Okay. It's
kind of a rebirth, almost a return to the old stuff, but not exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a couple things I heard, as soon as the week it released, it was, it got some generally good reviews across the board from all the critics. That being said, they said it was good. They didn't say particularly it was, great or
stellar.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with good. It's not bad. So
any average country fan has heard it on the radio and decided what they've liked from it.
Right.
I believe the title track is on the radio, and then there's one featuring Taylor Swift that I think gets on the radio.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Me neither. She gets everything she puts out gets on the radio.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a single called "Truck Yeah," so
I'm probably on the radio as well.
I'm probably gonna have to listen to that one just because of the title.
That one's more of a party song.
Oh God! Here comes Red Solo Cup again.
Well, not a drinking song. It's more of a hype song.
Oh.
It's upbeat, quite. It's a quick song.
Okay.
No, Red Solo Cup is definitely like a bar song.
Yeah.
That most of Toby Keith's songs are bar songs. To be fair.
True.
I like Toby Keith.
Yeah. Well, you want to move on to?
Oh, Chamillionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, most of you, when the name Chamillionaire pops in your head, or, when someone says it, first thing you think is, they see me rolling. Yeah. All that riding dirty nonsense. But, I guess he decided to step his game up and get all mature and such with, releasing his EP entitled Elevate. I listened to the first song on it, or, a little bit of it.
Listened to a couple tracks just before we started recording.
Yeah.
The first two, the title track, and I think Hold Up.
Yeah, that's what it is. It, it sounded promising, and it sounded like he was really taking a step in the, the lyrical direction rather than just focusing on making it a catchy song.
Yeah, which is always a good thing. I mean, we can all enjoy a catchy song.
Yeah.
But in the end, you want something that's a bit deeper than that.
Well, yeah, at the end of the day, a catchy song is just like a fad.
Yeah.
So, you know, as soon as the next fad comes around or the next catchy song, you'll forget all about this one, and
you're out the window.
Yeah, so.
But, yeah, the EP's, his lyrics have really good flow to them, and it's smooth. It goes well with the beat. It's kind of refreshing. You don't get a lot of filler words. There's not much cursing, if any at all.
Well, that's good.
I think the only expletives I heard him use were hoe. Which, questionable, but...
Which, we all know some of those. Just kidding. I hope not. What? Anyway, on to our main topic.
Our preview of the week.
Yeah. Within the Ruins is coming out with an album entitled Elite.
It's set to release Tuesday the 26th.
Yes, that's correct. I was going to say the 27th because you...
Yeah, we were confused.
But yeah, Tuesday the 26th. From what I've heard, you know, they had an album teaser on YouTube. We'll probably put that in the description if you want to hear that. It's pretty good. You know, like it's... All the tracks sound different enough to be different tracks, but, you know, it sounds like they all belong on the album. They all blend really well.
It's if you're familiar with Within the Ruins, that's you'll know that they're not very lyrical based, but their instrumentals are extremely intricate and well orchestrated, and it seems like they're sticking with that, which that's what I like from them.
Yeah, they've always had really good instrumental tracks. You know, not saying that their lyrics weren't great, it was just...
No, not to take away from it.
Yeah.
The lyrics are orchestrated well into the rest of the song, by all means, for sure.
Right, but, you know, depending on the kind of listener you are, you know, like me personally, I'll listen to the whole thing, but I'll have to listen to it a couple times, and, you know, different things pop out each time I listen to it, yeah. So, and they, you know, like he said, they orchestrate it really well because you'll hear a really nice delivery of a set, like a line of lyrics, and then you'll have this cool instrumental break.
Yeah.
And, you know, or you'll have a really good flow of the lyrics on top of the instrumental, like the rhythm.
And it all follows it's all really well written, which is, you don't get that a lot in the genre of music that it's in. Like, a lot of the times it just seems to be heavy breakdown after breakdown.
Well, yeah, that's partially the whole mainstream thing.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, all a hardcore song needs is a breakdown and
something loud.
Yeah.
And then maybe like a guitar solo.
Yeah, I think if I were to compare them, or if I were to compare similar styles, you know, August Burns Red really does a good job of, you know, having powerful lyrics, but, you know, at the same time, they definitely don't fall short when it comes to the musical aspect as far as orchestrating, you know, the time signatures and syncopation and all that, especially with, like, you know, guitar melodies, because most of the, you know, like them Within the Ruins, stuff like that, will have, they'll have things where they, you know, they'll have, like, lyrics, but you'll have your sort of instrumental track on top of that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they orchestrate everything really well as far as...
They always complement each other.
Yeah.
And for August Burns Red as well, for bands without actual singing vocalists, they only do yelling. That doesn't take away from their music, as opposed to what you might think. Because in the genre, many bands can't, without their lead singer, their vocalist, just doesn't compare.
Yeah. So, you know, like we said, comes out on Tuesday the 26th. Go pick it up. We'll definitely be,
I'm excited
you know,
for it.
getting a copy of it in. we actually should have a good review for you the next week, included with some other topics, but we will have a special guest that,
a close friend of ours.
Yeah. We won't mention any names, but you'll find out. I think that just about wraps up this video, though, so, if you have any questions, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Tumblr.
Follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. I'll put that in the description as well.
I'm not hip to the tweeting, though. But for now, I'm Butch.
And I'm Lau. See ya.
See you next time.
Kawaii.
Stay cute.